It was very quiet in the cave. Elijah hid. He hid so that wicked people could not find him. God knew that Elijah was in the cave. God knew that Elijah was afraid. God spoke to Elijah. God asked Elijah a question. What are you doing in this cave, Elijah? Elijah answered God. The children of Israel do not want to do good anymore. The wicked men do not want to obey you, and they hurt the ones who do obey you. I think I am the only one left who loves you and wants to obey you. Now wicked men want to hurt me. God listened to Elijah. God listened to scared Elijah, who thought he was all alone. Then God told Elijah to stand out on the mountain. Elijah walked out onto the high rocks. Elijah seemed very small on God's big mountain. Elijah obeyed God and stood quietly. Elijah was afraid. Elijah was afraid of mean people who did not love God. Suddenly, as Elijah stood quietly, something happened. Swish, swish, a strong wind blew. Elijah's eyes opened wide. The wind was strong. Was this God? Thought Elijah. Soon the wind quit blowing. No, the wind was not God. Rumble, rumble, the ground cracked apart. It was an earthquake. Elijah quickly ran and hid in the cave. Elijah looked around. Elijah saw the ground shake. Could the powerful earthquake be God? The ground quit moving. The earthquake was not God. Sizzle, snap. Suddenly, fire was burning on the mountain. It was very hot. Elijah could feel the hot flame. Sizzle, snap. The fire quit burning. The fire was not God either. Everything was very quiet. Elijah listened from inside the cave. Elijah waited. He waited for the loud thunder. He waited for a big boom. And that's when Elijah heard something very special. Elijah heard a quiet, soft voice. The voice was very kind. Elijah got up from the cold stone floor of the cave. Elijah stood in the front of the cave. He heard the soft, kind voice again. Elijah, what are you doing in the cave? Elijah listened. God was talking to him. Oh, God, said Elijah, I am very upset and sad. Wicked men do not want to obey you. Wicked men have hurt people who did want to obey you. Now I am the only one left who obeys you, and they want to hurt me. God could see Elijah standing in front of the cave. God wanted to tell Elijah a special secret, but Elijah was too scared to listen to God. Elijah had listened to mean men. Elijah had listened to the big wind and the huge earthquake and felt the hot fire. But Elijah was not paying attention to God. God wanted Elijah to forget about mean men and things of this world. Earthquakes, winds, and fires are not important. God's voice was important. His words are more important than anything. God wanted Elijah to feel better. God wanted to make Elijah happy. God was waiting for Elijah to listen to him. And now that Elijah was listening, God spoke softly to Elijah. I want to give you a special helper and friend, Elijah. He will help you each day. His name is Elisha. Elijah was very glad. God spoke again. Elijah, not only do you have a special helper, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 men in Israel who obey me. I am in control. I will take care of everything. You do not need to be afraid. You are not alone. God would keep Elijah safe. God smiled at Elijah, and Elijah smiled a big smile. From now on, Elijah would listen to God's voice every day, and he will know that he must not be afraid and that he is never alone.